All right, welcome back, Truth Seeker. We're doing a dual stream. A lot of people saying, Zach, how come you don't use Gematria Effect Sports anymore? I still use it a little bit. I don't use it a lot because what I like to do on that channel, since it's super shadow banned, is keep it minimal. But I liked showing quick clips of just what's going on in the world of rig sports. However, about 90% of those videos I do now, YouTube blocks instantly. That trend started midway through last football season. Before, there was never a problem showing like 30 to 40 seconds of a game and just talking about the rigging on the screen. But YouTube has locked that down, and I just don't find a lot of point in even using that channel. Again, March Madness, not last year, but the year before, the channel fell by 6,000 subs overnight, 6,000 subs minus in one day, and it stayed at 89,000 subs for now over a year and a half. And I think for anybody who knows my magic number, I think you know why they put the channel at 89,000 subs and have kept it there. Of course, if you look up on the internet, what's the coldest day ever recorded, you'll see the temperature was negative 89 Celsius. And of course, that's the day that yours truly was born. But yeah, it's so anyway, I'll try to use Gematria Effect Sports. The football season coming, we'll do more. And again, understand for those of you guys who are watching this stream on Gematria Effect Sports, if you even get a notification, I do stream every single day on my news channel, which is up to GematriaEffectNews 25. Well, actually, I renamed the channel about a month back or so. If you just search Zachary K. Hubbard, you'll find my latest news channel. It's got a filter by upload date. I stream every day on the news channel. I guess I renamed it Number Games with Zachary K. Hubbard. But yeah, a lot of you guys have had trouble keeping up because of all the deletions. Then again, you haven't put in much effort to finding the channel because all you'd ever have to do is type in my name and filter by latest upload date. Got to know how to use the tools, especially when you're on a platform daily. And that's what's crazy is a lot of people, you guys use YouTube every single day, but you really don't know how to use it. All you know how to do is just click on whatever comes up in your feed, about as lazy as it gets, which is exactly what YouTube knows about its user base, which is why they shadow ban people like me and make it so notifications don't pop up, because then you know it's the United States of amnesia. You'll forget about me within a week. There's plenty of other content to watch. It's a damn shame. Too bad, because, most of the content on this platform is absolutely a waste of time. And for anyone who'd say this knowledge is a waste of time, I'd say you're an absolute idiot, because seeing through the way the authorities attempt to manipulate you every single day is, again, it's golden. It's priceless. Not to mention you can take advantage of the rigging and flip the game on them. Case in point, for all you guys who are so hungry for football season, they've been theming the Thursday night games. Last night, Mike Tomlin, the longest tenured black coach in the NFL, got his 42nd preseason win in game one versus the Panthers, who they always sync up with, the Black Panthers. And keep in mind, the game was on the eve of Huey P. Newton's death anniversary. That's the founder of the Black Panthers. And if you don't know about that, you must not have been here through the amazing ride we've been on, because of course, USA Today wrote their hit piece on me when in week 3 of the season of Super Bowl 50, I explained why Cam Newton was going to the Super Bowl and losing to Peyton Manning in tribute to Huey P. Newton, who died the same year that Cam Newton was born, 1989. But yeah, it's the same stuff every year. They'll do it throughout the regular season. They'll pay tribute to the Black Panthers. I don't know if another Black Panther movie's coming out, but they've synced up the Panthers franchise with the Black Panther movie series as well, the Marvel one. That's why the other year they were playing on primetime on Thursday Night Football with a big win on the eve of the new Black Panther movie coming out, part 2. But yeah, Tomlin gets his 42nd win, the number stamped all over Black history. And then look at game 2, a rematch of Super Bowl 42, and the Giants blow out the Patriots 42-10. 2 weeks ago on Thursday Night Football, all the Bird teams were major underdogs, and they all won the bet by covering the spread. And if you took a money line, you went 2 for 2 and got your money back on the other one because it finished in a tie. And the 2 that won were major underdogs. So it was all about the Birds 2 weeks ago on Thursday. Last night it was about 42. Again, rig sports, rig news, all ritualistically unfolding by the numbers day after day. And case in point, why is GHISLAINE Maxwell the top story today? Her DOJ interview. Remember 2 days ago, Jeffrey Epstein, what was the top story they were super focused on? Look, today has 75 date numerology. 2 days ago had 73 date numerology. Today it's Ghislaine, whose name equals 75 in gematria. 2 days ago it was Jeffrey Epstein. We were showing this how, CNN hyper-focused along with Fox News on Epstein. Today it's Maxwell. News by the numbers all day, every day. And keep in mind, today is the 239th day of her age, which is the 52nd prime, and DOJ equals 52, as does government, as does authority, as does president, as does White House, as does Republican. Special number there, 52. Cards in the deck, weeks in the year. But, and don't forget, Trump is Mr. Cards. He's Mr. Tarot Cards. He's Mr. Trump Cards. But, yeah, just, perfect ritual, news by the numbers all day, every day. And then John Bolton, longtime member of the federal government, longtime member of the Republican Party, raided by the feds. And look how perfect it is. He gets raided by the federal government 275 days after his birthday, right? Federal government, 275. A Fed raided by the feds. I love that he has the same birthday as Joe Biden, too. Got to be part of the joke. But yeah, just another day in news by the numbers. And, as the thumbnail for the video says, at least on the GematriaEffectNews channel, beware frat boys and rock stars. Rock band out of Atlanta, MASTODON. The guitarist dead at 51 after a tragic motorcycle accident. Again, if you're new here, Gematria, the Kabbalistic practice of calling numbers and words. There's 4 base ciphers of the English language. Alphabetic order, reverse alphabetic order, both orders with numerology applied. Just running A is 1 up to Z is 26. Doing it with numerology. Doing it in reverse. Z is 1 back to A is 26. Doing it in reverse with numerology. You see how motorcycle equates to 48 forwards, 51 in reverse? He's dead at 51 in a motorcycle accident. Atlanta-based band. Atlanta equals 15. We call Atlanta the 15 city. That number hits all the time in sports with Atlanta. 15 in reverse 48, right? So motorcycle has this overlap with Atlanta. And obviously 15 and 51 are reflections of each other. Their debut album, Mastodon, it ends in the 51st minute. Their very first album titled Remission. And look at this. From the anniversary of its release date, May 28th, to his deadly accident, August 20th, it was a span of 85 days. Atlanta, Georgia's 85. Of course, I-85 is what runs through Atlanta. Remember when the Falcons equals 25, gave up the 25-point lead to Brady, and the year they moved the touchback to 25 yards, and they gave up the 25-point lead on 2-5. That was the 97th season, the 25th prime. Remember, right after they gave up the lead, I-85 burned down, and they blamed it on a crackhead. National Football League, for the record, equals 85. So does Brady, who was the face of the league. But that was one of those things where major tragedy for the sports team. I mean, think about how heartbreaking it was for the Falcons fans. 25-point lead. Even late in the game, up 8 points. Big first down to the best receiver in the league. Already in field goal range. Chip shot field goal, Dome Stadium for probably the best kicker in the league, Matt Bryant at the time. Could have just gone up 11 with about 4 minutes left. Pretty much game over. Anybody, you could have pulled Joe Schmo off the street to coach the Falcons to the Super Bowl win. Just run the ball a few times, chip off some more time, maybe get a first down, maybe run out the whole damn game, but just, run the ball, knock as much time off the clock as possible, kick the field goal, go up 11, game over. What are the Falcons doing? Going deep in the playbook. Let's drop back 10 yards and take a sack. Let's get a holding penalty. Let's drop back another 10 yards, get a sack. Next thing you know, it's 3rd and 33, way out of field goal range. What the hell kind of coaching is this? Kind of coaching that the NFL likes, because that guy, he got another multi-million-dollar contract to coach another team. Don't forget the ritual they did with him last year against the Falcons, now coaching the Commanders as Jimmy Carter dies. Remember who did the video before the game? Talking about how Jimmy Carter's death was all about 54. What was the score of that Falcons Commanders game last year? Again, the Falcons coach is now the Commanders coach. Hold on. Yeah, that's right. 54 points in the game. And if I remember right, I think Quinn got his 54th win in that game too. Jimmy Carter, if you're new here, equals 54. Old Jimmy. Jimmy Carter, 54. He's dead in a big 54 ritual right before prime. That was Sunday Night Football, right? It's like, wow, how perfect. Jimmy's dead. Sunday Night Football's kicking off. Pretty sure former Falcons coach, now the Commanders coach, was going for his 54th win. I gave it to you guys for free before that game, and then I said, look, I mean, where are the haters at? 54 points in the game? I told you guys all this before the game. 54 points. But yeah, anyway, that's how the National Fixed League works year after year. And anyway, coming back to the Dead Rock Star out of the Atlanta-based band, span of 85 days from the album's release. Now, the two numbers that I always sync up with Atlanta, well, there's more than two with sports, but these are all numbers we consistently talk about with Atlanta. Another one is 84 because the city's on the 84th meridian. If I don't count the span of days, I can also say that he died 84 days after the anniversary of the album's release. Again, Atlanta's on the 33rd parallel and 84th meridian. But this guy's full name is William Brent Hines, 84. I mean, these numbers come up all the time with sports. It's just that's where you see the redundancy really in the numbers with the cities, because sports, there's so many games, there's so many opportunities to see how often the same numbers come up. But yeah, another one bites the dust by the numbers. And was it really a motorcycle accident, or is that just the story you get? He did die on the 73 date numerology, and we're going to talk about that with the next death as well for all you frat boys. But sacrifice 73. Notice the 46 because we're going to come back to that one too. Ritual sacrifice also 73. So yeah, that was the Mastodon rock star, gone by the numbers RIP. And back when I was younger, I used to listen to a lot more music, and I forget what it was. It was like, maybe it was Pitchfork or something, but man, Pitchfork was really hyping the Mastodon album at the time. I think it was a 2007-ish. They're like, this is the greatest album ever. You got to get this album. I maybe it's everywhere say, but anyway, I've never bought an album before from a band I'd never heard just based off hype, but I had to go out and get the Mastodon album based on all these reviews, and I was horribly disappointed. So I guess it doesn't matter. I'm sure people love Mastodon, but I was like, this album does not. I just put back on Undertow, and I was back in the gym. For anyone who doesn't know what Undertow is, that's Tool's first full-length album. Now I'm back in the gym. I still love Undertow. Anyway, Malik Taylor, frat boy, TikTok star, dead at 28 after his social media post saying, I survived the 27 club. For anybody joining a frat, most guys join the frat because their parents got money and they know they're going to get some extra poontang, and there's not, well, sometimes, you make some buddies in the business world and you climb up the ladder. There's something to that too, but a lot of guys just do it because they know that's where you can take advantage of all the drunk chicks on the weekend. But anyway, look at what happened to this poor guy. No doubt sacrificed for his frat. We've covered stories like this in the past. Alpha Kappa Psi at Austin, PA State University. Look at it, you guys. He also died on August 20th, just like the rock star. And just for the record, I didn't even make the point about 20, but remember, death equals 20, cross equals 20, time equals 20, and a lowercase t is the 20th letter. Or it's always an uppercase t. I mean, it's the 20th letter regardless. But lowercase t is like a cross, right? Cross, symbol of death. The way the Romans executed people. A lot of people that are part of that religious cult wear the cross because they believe in childhood stories that they were indoctrinated with. But man, remember that gang who indoctrinated all these children too, they are the ones who are responsible for the calendar and the language in this code. So it really does go hand in hand. But yeah, that was the date with the 73 numerology. And again, this guy had, if you look up his Instagram, he has 73 posts. He obviously wasn't that big on Instagram, but he had a lot of following on TikTok. His last post was, I made it past the 27 club. Barely. Too bad I didn't know Gematria because kill equals 28. So now he's dead at 28. Anyway, his frat, they're coming up on their 121st birthday, which is a fateful number, and he died 46 days before the frat's birthday. Sacrifice 73 with alphabetic order. If you apply numerology, 46. We've seen this combination a million times. And if you even write out ritual sacrifice, again, it's also 73. Malik Taylor was also the name of Fife Dog from A Tribe Called Quest, and I want to say he died back in 2016. I remember I was in Vegas when he died. I think that was 2016, but very similar ritual to Fife Dog. And in light of it being synced with the 121st birthday of the frat, blood sacrifice is 121. So, hey, if you're in this frat, Alpha Kappa Psi, you might want to be careful. You might want to drink a little less on the weekend because you never know. It's hard to say how many sacrifices they'll demand, for this frat this year. There's been stories like this in the past. Hopefully all you guys in Alpha Kappa Psi, it's just one. But you just never know. 121 has a square root of 11. New York's the 11th state. This frat, it was founded in New York. It's also the year of the 121st World Series. I'm going to have to look into if there's any famous baseball players that were in Alpha Kappa Psi. I'm going to have to look into that next. But, yeah. And about blood sacrifice equaling 121, it also equals 86 over there. You see that? The 86, like TikTok. Like TikTok. And also another death on August 20th. We covered this one a couple times, but why not one more time? Because it's just such a great example. Never forget the quadruple overlap with judge and gavel. This judge died on the 20th at age 88 in the year 2025. It's totally synced with the chump. This judge is known for going viral on social media in 2017 for being such a nice guy. That was the year Trump took office the first time, 8 years ago, a little bit like that, 88. And Trump has a lot of the same numbers as Judge, 47, 25, 88. But again, this judge died on the 68th day of Trump's age. Trump's got the 68 in his name, Gematria, just like the judge equals 68. They both also have the 185. And for the record, mathematics equals 185 and 68. And that's how the cabal works every day. Mathematics, working by this Kabbalistic code of ABC equals 1, 2, 3. So, yeah, it's Friday. It's a slow day in the news. I got a late start. If you guys want to call in, well, just like that, we got a call. 646, what's up?
Yeah, what's going on, Zach? I actually had an observation about the upcoming Super Bowl that I have a theory about.
Can you make your phone louder? Your phone sounds like it's on volume 1.
Hold on one second. How about now?
Just go ahead. It's all right.
All right, so after yesterday was the anniversary of the Nat Turner rebellion, and I saw how yesterday the first story was about how Serena Williams said how she lost 31 pounds with some new medication. Serena Williams' name equals 218, like yesterday's date.
Well, hold on. I thought you were gonna shout out the slave code there because you're talking about Nat Turner's slave rebellion. Slave equals 31.
Right. Yeah, right.
I'll remind people Obama equals 31. Obama announced his candidacy exactly 31 years to the day of Black History Month being created. So I see the 31 pound salute. And 31 is also the 11th prime, like Black equals 11.
Right. And the fact that obviously in that time he died at 31 also. And I also want to point the fact that I think that it's also making the upcoming Super Bowl in Mahomes, because the Super Bowl upcoming is on February 8th, and that's the anniversary of the most racist film in American history, The Birth of a Nation, that came out in 1915. Like even if you type in like the most racist film in America, you will literally see The Birth of a Nation came out in 1915, which was about almost Nat Turner's rebellion. And the Ku Klux Klan and stuff, and then obviously there was a remake of The Birth of a Nation that came out in 2016. But it was the fact of the parallel between the fact that Nat Turner died on November 11th, 111. Patrick equals 111, and the fact that the revolt was from August 21st, and he died on November 11th, which is 82 days apart from each other, and Patrick Mahomes equals 82.
Okay, I'm listening.
Yeah, and also October 2nd, which is his birthday, to the day of when he died is 40. It's 40 days, and the whole thing about the last Super Bowl being the whole 40 joke with 40 acres and a mule, and Nat Turner has the Super Bowl numbers, which is the 131, the 112. So I think that it could be something related to that. His rebellion lasted 4 days. And if Mahomes doesn't go back to the Super Bowl, it would be his going to the Super Bowl 4 times in a row.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think they could be paying tribute, or could be something mixed with Nat Turner, with the Super Bowl being on the most racist film in American history.
Okay.
So yeah, I just want to just point that part out.
All right, man. Appreciate the research. Thank you.
No problem.
All right, take care. Yeah. Yeah, interesting observations. But yeah, just using celebrities too to market these drugs. Again, it's crazy that people would rather take a pill that has all kinds of potential crazy side effects than actually just change their lifestyle and develop some healthy habits. Eat better, eat less, move your body. And again, a lot of people say, well, I don't have time to do all that. But really, how much time, how many of you guys get the phone report for how, it's kind of mind blowing. We get these phone reports, supposedly of how much time you spend on the phone for the week. Now, granted, I do a lot with my phone for work, but usually I get the phone report in the week and it says I spent 15 hours on the phone. But then I think about that. A lot of times I have it playing in the background with like a YouTube video. So I don't think I'm really spending 15 hours a week on the phone. But I know there's some people that are spending way more than that, and they're just sitting there scrolling all day. It's funny, they make these memes about people in the gym that just sit there on their phone. There's a younger girl. Now they start going back to the gym. There's a younger girl that's in there almost every day, and she's big. And all I ever see her doing is sitting on a machine, just playing on her phone. So I'm thinking, okay, she's either going to the gym because her parents are telling her to, or her boyfriend wants her to. And then she's saying, listen, I was at the gym for an hour today. It's like, man, let me find your parents or boyfriend and let me show them what you were doing at the gym day. Sitting on your big fat ass, scrolling on your phone, wasting somebody's money. Anyway, if you guys do want to call in, it is that 509 number. And we already have one caller jump the gun. So I do got to go get Sweet Girl in about 10 minutes. So if you do want to call in, make it now. Make it now. Now is the time. Amy just had a really interesting observation about Jalen Hurts' father getting shamed. Remember how Patrick Mahomes' father got shamed before the Super Bowl he won, Super Bowl 58, with the DUI thing? It's amazing how these patterns are just so redundant. Nobody seems to catch on. What's up, 562? 562? Hello? 562. Are you watching the video or talking through the phone?
Hey, do you ever do organic videos? I think you should do one. Talking about the organic side of his numbers.
Well, I've done that. In both of my books, I write about the organic side in the last chapter of each book. So.
Yeah, on your book, but yeah. on your book, but maybe you should do like a video. I think it would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's a thought. It's not really the thing that motivates me to talk about this, though. It's more about exposing how we're being manipulated each day, things that people are allowing themselves to be manipulated by. But
you say,
huh?
Yeah, but I understand all that. But you say that that cabal, this is what they use, and spiritual side, and all that stuff, right? And that you also say that there's also a organic side.
Yeah. Okay. I recognize his voice. He's normally a troll. Sometimes he calls in like all screaming like a wackadoodle into the phone. Who knows where he's going today, but sounds like maybe he's on some meds because he's chilled out. Anyway, if anybody wants to call in that has an interesting thing to add or question, the line is open. Yeah, that caller is a whack job. So... Oh, you said Jaylen Brown, not Jalen Hurts. Okay, hold on. I had the wrong Jalen up there. Amy said it was 59 days from his draft anniversary. Again, slave, Negro, Rasta, Blues, all equal 59. Black History Month ends in the 59th day of the year. Motown in 59. Super Bowl 59. 2 black quarterbacks, the same 2 that met in 57 on Lincoln's birthday, who freed the slaves. Yeah, it's just par for the course. Par for the course. Let's see how it would have lined up with Jaylen Brown's birthday himself. It was yesterday's news. Yesterday was 301 days after his birthday. What was that? 43 weeks? 43 weeks on the nose. African American has that 43 connection. Like Obama, African American has the 43 and 44 connection. Obama was the 43rd person to be president, but number 44. He's also from Marietta, Georgia. That town has so many weird things that come out of it. That's a place I'd just like to go to. I'd like to see what it looks like in Marietta, Georgia. Way too many stories come out of that town. What is even the population of Marietta, Georgia? Not even big. Not even a big town. A small town, yet commands so many, from John Benet Ramsey to Loud Music to several athletes. What is going on in Marietta? There's something up with that place. Okay, I think Amy got it, though, with the 59 days from the draft anniversary. A stabbing in... Oh, it was in Las Vegas, Nevada, exactly 43 weeks after his birthday. Las Vegas, Nevada is 43. So a stabbing incident in Las Vegas, Nevada is what he was arrested for. And hold up, this was yesterday's news, August 21st. August 21st leaves 132 days remaining, which means it's the first of the last 133 days of the year. So like if you counted August 21st, 2025 through December 31st, 2025, that's the first of the last 133 days of the year. So what a perfect day for that story. News by the numbers. Yeah, August 21st news. Again, I mean, just every story that flies out, you just put the gematria code to it. You got to figure it out. Here, just to make sure we did all the math right. October 24th is his birthday. 2024, yesterday's news. Exactly on the nose, a span of 43 weeks after his birthday. And we just saw, again, Las Vegas, Nevada, 43. First of the last 133 days of the year. Boom. He was a former boxer who goes by his middle name Marcellus. Quentin M. Brown. Quentin M. Brown's 191, the 43rd prime. Come on, man. All right. Shout out to Leopard Messiah, always with the generosity. Pony up, people. Well, hey, thank you for being the one to do it. I appreciate it, Leopard Messiah. Kept us from going broke this stream. A big 5, all thanks to you. So anyway, I can see what else is buzzing in all the propaganda outlets. Fox News. We got some Obama likeness photo up here. Remember, hope equals 44. Remember the word hope with Obama for number 44? Social media explodes after, actually the other thing about hope is when you run the alphabetic order in reverse, it equals 64. Like, again, the Civil Rights Act was in 64, 44 years before Obama was elected, before that image came out in 2008. And his full name, Barack Hussein Obama, 64 too, just like civil rights. Social media explodes after unacceptable release of Abrego Garcia from custody. I don't even want to look into this stupid shit, man. It's the whole thing's been news by the numbers. I've already exposed the first 5 stories in the saga. I'm sure it's all the same. A lot of big stuff coming following John Bolton raid. Just more soap opera for all the dummies who don't see through the political theater. All right, let's see what MSNBC's got. Microsoft, NBC, about to be renamed something else, apparently, pretty soon. Rumors that Elon Musk might take it over from Bill Gates to Elon Musk's news channel. Wouldn't it have been interesting to see what would have happened for my work had I not been deleted off X at the beginning of the year, man? I was finally found a place where I could get views again. I had over 2,000 people in every single stream I did on X. Sometimes it was way bigger. I had my biggest stream on X a few days before I got deleted. Over 5,000 people in the live stream. A few days later, deleted. It's like, wow. I thought he took over this platform to stop censorship. I got deleted again on another platform. YouTube might as well just delete me because they've made this channel so dead it's pathetic. BBC. Yeah, of course. How Israel's policies created famine in Gaza. You know, just a few weeks ago, it was even blocking baby formula because that was the new method to fight Hamas. You will have no baby formula. I'm sure in that listen, they can breastfeed. Some women cannot produce enough milk, especially when they're malnourished. I mean, no malnourished woman's going to produce enough milk to feed their babies. So if you're starving people, you're starving the babies. There's a word for that. It's spelled Genocide. Canada drops some retaliatory tariffs on the USA. Authorities say the bus had 52 people on board. I saw this story about 50 dead in a tourist bus crash in Niagara Falls. It's up near Buffalo. I didn't look into that, but it makes me wonder with football getting underway. You know, the Bills play right up there next to Niagara Falls. The Buffalo Bills. Al Jazeera. UN slams man-made famine in Gaza. Israel pounds Gaza City. The United Nations, another just total waste. What does the United Nations matter when it comes to anything? UN declares Netanyahu war criminal. Does anything happen? No. UN condemns this. Does anything happen? No. I don't know what the point of the UN is. Seems like another waste of money. But yeah, the one takeaway is we do fund the most evil nation there ever was with our tax dollars. Small mustache man never banned baby formula. I'll just put it that way. Small mustache man never banned baby formula. You can't spell Nazi without Ashkenazi. You guys ever notice that? The N-A-Z-I thing in both words? And don't forget, it was Small Mustache Man who in 1933, shook hands with the German JEWSs and sent 60,000 of them down to Israel. They always leave that story out of our 13 years of slave school, that he helped get the state underway. And then his atrocities are blamed for the need for the state, but it was already all, en route before any of that even happened. All these left out facts. What's the problem? Nobody has any facts. All their heads are filled with is propaganda and misinformation and big government lies. Anyway. I see what you did there. I see what you did there, King Klein. Do you guys get his little clever wording? I see it. All right, you guys, I got a good sweet girl. Did you guys know that Sweet Girl likes to dance? When she can actually walk, she has a baby walker. When her favorite songs come on, she starts hopping around. She does these little moves. I can't wait till she can actually walk. We'll see what these dance moves look like. We might have a young, I was going to say, I guess she can't be Michael because she's a girl, but she'll be Michelle. She'll be the Michelle. Never mind. I don't want to do that Michael Michelle thing. Never mind. Hold on. But yeah, no, sweet lady, or sweet lady's sweet girl, man. She's already dancing her. Actually, she's been dancing for a minute, but she's just dancing more and more. This girl is musical. And it's funny. She's a lefty. Did I tell you guys that? She's left-handed. Well, at least I think she does everything with her left hand. Like, lefty. I don't think we have any lefties in our family. Where did this come from? Young Janet. Was Janet really a dancer, though? I'm going to have to go back and check that out. I'm sure she was. She was part of the Jackson family. They're all raised to entertain. Anyway, yeah, I gotta get Sweet Girl, man. Sweet Girl's a blast. You guys have a good rest of your day. And until next time, True Seeker.